We are sick about hearing of January 6th, okay? Liberals love it, but it's a loser of an issue. They keep lying about it. Today they thought, hey, they had an all-star witness that was going to change everything. It didn't, but I am sick of it. I'm not going to talk about it right now. We'll have to address it later. But first, once again, thank you, Clarence Thomas. Justice Thomas. He has had such an amazing impact on this country for the good, and they hate him for that, especially Hillary Clinton. Not only what he stands for, but that he has had such an impact. And she, for all of her ambition, hasn't really contributed all that much. And it's getting personal. Clearly, she wants to be president. She's still running. But this was totally uncalled for and possibly a little racist.
He's signaling, as he often did. You know, I went to law school with him. Mm-hmm. He's been a person of grievance for as long as I've known him. Resentment, grievance, anger.
Some might say those are racist tropes because Hillary Clinton does not know Justice Thomas well. I mean, there's no indication of this. Now, they did go to law school at roughly the same time. Bill and Hillary met at Yale Law School, and Justice Thomas was a year behind. Bill Clinton, in his book, actually wrote about Justice Thomas, but Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas was a classmate too, but I never got to know him. Hillary has written several books. We went through all of them. Not a word, no mention of Clarence Thomas. So I wonder how well they knew each other, but they were at Yale at the same time. Hey, how about the whole idea? Yeah, I keep hearing about systemic racism and all the horrible things that have happened to people of color, and the left sanctions it. Maybe, just maybe, Clarence Thomas went through some of that himself, and he shares in that resentment, and I don't know, to hold that against him seems very, very unfair. But Hillary, that's how she rolls, and she's trying to exploit the Roe v. Wade decision.
The thing that well, there's so many things about it that are deeply distressing, but women are going to die, Gail. Women will die.
Women will die. Babies will be saved. Women will, how, where? How is that actually going to happen? What can we do to prevent it? No discussion of that, just scare tactics. But women are dying right now, women and men at the border. Did you see this? 50 people in that truck, a combination of heat exhaustion and suffocation. Migrants led into this country because the border has essentially collapsed. We all know that. What a horrible tragedy.
Tragedy unfolding in San Antonio after dozens of migrants found dead in an 18-wheeler in a suspected case of human smuggling.
The migrants were found in a rural road on the southwest side of San Antonio. They were packed in the big rig in the summer heat, some of them children.
And there's not much sympathy. There's not much discussion. We hear all about these theoretical inconveniences that will happen, but there's not much concern. What did the White House say about this?
We're focused on them, on the facts, and holding the human strugglers who endangered vulnerable individuals for profits accountable. And we're focused on continuing our historic actions to disrupt dangerous smuggling networks, including through a new anti-smuggling campaign that just in the first 2 months resulted in over 1,800 arrests. But the fact of the matter is the border is closed, which is in part why you see people trying to make this dangerous journey using
minimal comment of nothing. Just pointing to their initiatives. The border is closed. Are you kidding me? They're sweeping this under the rug. DHS, Department of Homeland Security, ICE had no official statement. Nothing on their Twitter page. They just want to, well, not acknowledge it because, let's face it, Joe Biden, this is on him. He pleaded with migrants to come to the border. Do you remember?
What I would do as president is several more things because things have changed. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
Well, that was a really bad idea, And the results, people have been predicting this for a long time, all right? It's happened before, but Nothing like this, certainly in recent years. Now, Joe Biden does get worked up sometimes. He didn't speak about this. KJP, his press secretary, barely spoke about it. Sometimes he does get passionate. When does that happen?
It's outrageous. There will be an investigation underway now, and there will be consequences.
Yeah, remember that? Those guys on the horse, the Border Patrol guys, nobody died. It was just a photo that some people didn't like. For them, they tried to say this evokes another era or whatever. I saw guys doing their jobs. Nobody was whipped. Remember how bent out of shape they got over that? Remember how bent out of shape they got over the so-called kids in cages?
The Trump administration and Republicans separated children from their parents at the border, threw kids in cages, and made families sleep under aluminum foil.
We saw kids in cages, sleeping on the floor.
Very easily arguable that it's morally wrong. Kids in cages, not okay.
We've got kids in cages on the border. We've got people in prisons when they're trying to seek asylum. It's not right. It's beyond politics. It's about right and wrong.
Okay, kids in cages, right? It was snappy, alliteration, but they never pointed out that those cages were made by the Obama administration. But they all went there to the border. AOC bent down and cried. Remember this about the kids in the cages? All fiction. AOC showed us how sad she was about this. Where is AOC now? Where was Hillary Clinton today? Those people died a horrible death in a truck, and they don't give a damn. How about that? How about that? And for them, it's all about this Roe v. Wade fight, right? Women will die someday. We're sure of it. We're going to make it happen. Sometimes I wonder. And actually, AOC herself seems to have some pretty dangerous advice.
Forcing women to carry pregnancies against their will kill them. It will kill them.
Well, how do we fix that? Why do we talk about not getting pregnant in the first place? Yeah, I think we should. Is that corny? Is that silly? What about these pregnancy centers? Yes, the ones that have been firebombed. You want to just pretend that they're just not cool? You know, here's the perverse advice that she came up with. If you take an abortion pill and it doesn't go right, go to the hospital. If a person needs to go to the hospital, they can say they are having a miscarriage. There's no way for medical experts to tell the difference. She's gaming on beating the system. How about actually helping people? That's not what she's about. That's not what she knows. I mean, nothing against bartenders, but, you know, just before she got to Congress, she was a bartender. And that's a pretty casual environment, and she's bringing that casual approach to life to Congress. And it's, well, she's not providing much, not much at all.